New intro. So much love and appreciation to those of you who have been with me for the 2 year period plus that I've been doing this. Thank you for showing your love and support to the channel. And to anybody else who is brand new to the platform and you would like to support the channel, also you can do it by way of Patreon, Anchor, the clothing store, and also the shoe shop that is listed in the comment description below. And again, thank you to any and all of you guys who have been here to support this channel during the 2+ year period. I wouldn't be able to do what I do every single day without you. Players on PlayStation 3 and PlayStation Vita are having trouble accessing their digital purchases after a strange expiration date suddenly appeared on certain games. The problem seemed to most affect classic titles, preventing users from playing Chronos Cross, Chronos Trigger, and Final Fantasy VI, as these games are now expired. But the odd part is that the expiration dates are half a century in the past. Gamer showcased an image of his Chrono Cross's download, which he shows that the game expired December 31st of 1969 at 7:20 p.m. He states that the issue only occurs after re-downloading the game and that it's now unplayable on both the PS3 and the PS Vita. GameHub editor Edmund Tran similarly found that he was unable to play Chronos Cross on the PS3 thanks to a 52-year-old expiration date. And while Tran states that he could still play the classic title on his PS Vita, he wasn't able to find the listing on the PS Vita store, a sign that Sony may have taken it down. Other users on Reddit and Twitter also reported the issue with Rune Factory Oceans, Street Fighter 4 Arcade Edition, Gex Into the Gecko, and for some other games located in the library. As outlined in a various thread and post about the problem, some players state that they've tried factory resetting their consoles, subscribing and unsubscribing to the PlayStation Plus, and restoring their game licenses, and all to no avail. PlayStation has yet to acknowledge the situation, and the game company didn't immediately respond for requests to comment. Let me put it to you like this: from a gamer and a consumer standpoint, right? I am a next gen player, right? Have, all the greatest, next gen consoles. At no point in time does a consumer want to hear that there is a game breaking bug where there is a product that, let's say, I bought in the past and it's downloadable and I can freely play it on, my next gen console, but I'm not able to play because you have an error where it shows that the game was made back in 1965 and it basically expired, during that time, right? That's ridiculous. That should not even happen. At the most part, this issue here, this is what a people was afraid of back in the 2000s. It was called, quote unquote, Y2K, right? Where people feared, the fear was being put out that if Y2K hits, that there's a potential chance that all the electronics, right, could in a sense put themselves out of date by an error in the code, right? And that's what people were afraid of, because something like this would basically happen, right? But that's not what happened. Not saying that it still can't happen, because obviously we're in 2022 and we're still facing issues such as that, which is the utmost ridiculous. Like I said before, it should not happen at all. I'm not sure what type of coding they're exactly using, because this is not the first time that I've run into an error where things have been misdated before. But the larger thing that I want people to look at here is not even just the gaming aspect, because I can already hear people running their mouths like, oh man, this is why I'm glad I'm not a gamer. This is why I feel like it's stupid for people to buy a game console. You don't even really own anything, and yada, yada, yada. Well, guess what? The beautiful part about this is this can happen with your cell phone. Anything that's an electronic device that is basically a computer, that has a computer chip in it, it can happen to every single one of those devices. Just think about that. That can happen with your car, because the greater majority of cars have chips in them, correct? That can happen with your TV, because the greater majority of TVs out here have chips in them, correct? That can also help happen with your cell phone or your PC, and so on and so on and so on and so on and so on. So, like I said before, people better pay attention to the greater issue here and the greater control. This is basically letting you know that anything that you buy, right? When it comes to a digital purchase, right? In the sense of a video game system, you don't, in a sense, really own it, because they can just say, hey, well, the license or whatever it is that expired, we no longer support this, so we're going to pull it off the store. So it would be great, if people had physical copies as well, right? This is one of the main things that people talked about before when it came into digital goods. Do you actually own it or not? Realistically, just to be real with everybody here, anything that we in a sense have, we don't own the IP for it, right? Because we don't own the IP, we don't actually own the item. Yes, we set up there and paid for it, but in a sense, if you look at it, it's almost like a license agreement, right? They own the IP, so they're going to allow us, right, to basically, in a sense, rent out, whatever it is. And for however long that they see fit, we'll be able to basically use it and play it. So if it comes to video game consoles, however long that they decide that they want to support that console and allow it to play, that's the amount of time that we have. Like I said before, that just is how it is. This is how they make money, right? This is why they don't make game systems and different things of that nature to last forever, because the companies know it's like, hey, if we build this to last forever, then we're not really going to have a consumer base. We're going to have a once in a while, consumer base. So we have to put bugs in this. We have to make it defective. We have to find a way for people to keep, coming back into, buy our, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 800 or whatever, $1,000 console, so we can keep getting money and generating revenue, every single quarter. So, like I said before, I hope people are looking at it from a bigger aspect and not just looking at it as like, oh yeah, oh, this is why it's stupid to be a game. Look, I get it. But anything out here that has, remember, anything out here that has a computer chip, it can easily happen to. So like what Apple did with the iPhones, let's just remember that, because a lot of people are iPhone users. Apple sat up there and deliberately, right, made their product faulty by putting in firmware that made the iPhones run slower and ran worse, because they wanted people to upgrade and move to the brand newest iPhone that they were selling for $600, $800, $1,200 or $1,300. And they got sued and they went to court over that. If you don't believe me, go look up that story. I think I might have covered that some time before, but like I said, it gets crazy.